It's a custom in the National Speakers Association, which once you're through with the book, you send it out to some of your fellow members just for some feedback, as I did with this book. I sent a copy to Al Walker, who's the former president of the National Speakers Association. He wrote me back a very complimentary letter, but what he said in the letter about his wife was more meaningful. He said, my wife is with the Department of Corrections here in South Carolina. Do we need a translation prisons? She read your book, she laid it down, she made one comment, said the difference between a kid getting a good education and in turn getting a good job on the one hand and a kid going to prison on the other is one got encouraged, the other one did not. You will never know in a million years the impact that you have on other people, and particularly in the workplace. Did you know that you have employees who statistically come from such dysfunctional environments, such dysfunctional families, that the only kind word they ever hear in their life is from you? The only comment of encouragement is from you? I got a call from this couple I had not seen in more than 30 years where I first practiced law. They were crying on the phone. They said, Gordon, we wanted you to know that our son Paul died. You were his hero. He was always talking about Mr. Gordon. I expressed my condolences, and after the phone call, I reflected. I barely remember Paul. The last time I saw Paul, 30-some years ago. I did nothing special in Paul's life to be a hero, and then I reflected more. And I remembered every time I saw Paul, who was physically and mentally challenged. When my wife and I would see Paul at church, when we see him at social events, I always encouraged him. I said, Paul, you can do that. You can do that. You'll never know the impact. Inside the workplace, outside the workplace, inside the workplace. We have a new speaker at the National Speakers Association who's the retiring president of Hearst Publication, one of the largest newspaper chains in the world. Everybody remembers Patty Hearst. He is the top dog. He has written a book himself about leadership. And he told his story, and when he told his story not too long ago at one of our breakout sessions at our National Speakers Association, chills run up and down my spine. He said, I was written in foster care. I was a foster child, and I don't know about the experiences of others, but I can tell you it's not surviving another day, it's surviving another minute. I was in 10 different homes the first 9 years of my life. And going from the 8th home to the 9th home, the daycare, the caretaker called me into her office and set me down across from her desk, leaned over and smiled at me and said, you are special. Mark my word, you will go places in this world, you are special. He said that was a tattoo on my soul. That was a tattoo on my heart. He said that was more than 50 years ago. I can still hear it ringing in my ears. He said when I was 16 years old, I was still in foster care upstate New York. And after school, I got a job at one of the local newspapers. My entree into the newspaper world is taking out trash, running errands. And the publisher came by one day and patted me on the back and said, you're some more competent employee. I'm going to be watching you because you'll be going places in this world. He said that was the second tattoo on my soul. You'll never know the impact that you have on other people